welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to be going over the new Youngla Superman collab that is going to be dropping this Wednesday, July 2nd at 12 p.m. PST, 2 p.m. CST, and 3 p.m. EST. So as always, have your calendars marked, your alarm set. I will of course be sharing a countdown over on my Instagram stories the day of launch, just in case you guys need that little extra reminder. You can turn on the notifications for that and your phone will alert you whenever the drop does go live. All right, and before we get into this try on haul, let's go ahead and go over my height, weight, and measurements. I am 5'8". I'm about 155 pounds. My measurements are 36, 29, 42. That is a bust waist hip ratio. And I of course will be sharing what size I choose to get in every single item. All right, and starting off strong, we have the new Superman compression tees, which is what I have on here. We are gonna get these in 4 different colorways. I do have on the blue colorway here, but you are also gonna get it in a black, charcoal, and red colorway. And then in these compression tees, I do choose to get them in a size small. So this is how a size small fits on me. Honestly, I think small is my typical size. However, in a lot of t-shirts and hoodies, you will see that I get a size 2XL because I like things a little bit more oversized. However, when it comes to compressions, I do suggest staying true to size because you want them to fit just a little bit more, you know, snug, make your arms look good. And as far as sizing goes, these are going to fit exactly how all the other compressions we have ever seen from Youngla fit. So go ahead and stay true to size to whatever you typically get from Youngla. All right, and next up we have the newest Superman graphic tees. Now these are all going to come on the same black colorway. However, we are going to get 5 different designs in these. So the first one is going to be the chrome logo tee. This is what it's going to look like in the front. And then you are going to get this small Youngla across the back. And then with the chrome logo tee, it is going to match the same little chrome logo on all of the sweats. It's just a little pairing option for you guys, but let's go ahead and go over the sizing on this. And since I like my tees to be a little more oversized, here is how a size 2XL fits on me. And then really quickly wanted to mention that on all these tees, you are going to get a little metal Superman emblem on the bottom left side. And then I went ahead and tucked and styled how I would typically tuck and style one of my oversized shirts, especially whenever I pair them with any of the sweats for my girls. Just in case you guys do want to buy some of the bigger sizes so you have that oversized look and feel, you can still wear them with sweats. I just honestly like to tuck and style them into the front of my sports bra so you get a little bit of skin breakage, still make it look girly, but whenever you want to wear it as just like a giant t-shirt, you can just untuck it and it's a giant t-shirt. And then as far as the fit and feel on these t-shirts, these do fit like your typical t-shirt from Youngla. So as far as the length goes, they are not going to be cropped and neither are the sleeves. These are going to fit like your typical graphic tee that you get from Youngla. And like I mentioned earlier, we are going to get these in 5 different designs. You happen to have 4 of them on hand. So we just went over the chrome logo and I'm going to go ahead and show you guys what the other ones look like on hanger because I did choose to get all of these in a size 2XL. So for sizing reference, they're all going to fit exactly the same as this one. However, I want you guys to get a really nice, good up close look of all the designs. So the next design is going to be this in action design. You are going to get this giant Superman graphic across the front. I absolutely love the purple and blues that they tossed it on this. And then here is what the back of the in action shirt is going to look like. And next up is called the Spacebound. You are going to get this Superman X Youngla in the kind of like the corner where you would typically have like say a pocket on a shirt. And this is what the back of the Spacebound design is going to look like. I absolutely love that these designs take up like majority of the shirt. And then we are also going to get a design called the painting. This is what the front of the shirt is going to look like. And then this is what the back of the shirt design is going to look like. And then we are also going to get a legacy design on these tees as well. All right, and then next up we have the new Superman 3/4 raglan shirts, which is what I have on here. I do have this one in the black and white colorway. So there is not going to be any design on the back of these. And then you are also going to get these in a black and red colorway. I'm going to get it in a white and blue. And then in this shirt, I did choose to go ahead and get my typical size small. So this is how a size small fits on me. Truthfully, I would suggest staying true to size on these because you're going to want it to fit on your arms a little bit more snug than oversized. However, you do you. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm just saying what I personally chose to get. All right, and next up we have the new Superman Legacy hoodies, which I do have on here. Now, I was ridiculous and chose to get this in a size 2XL. So keep that in mind. Whenever you see how ginormous this is fitting on me, I purposely get mine oversized. However, if you want it to fit a little bit more true to size, I do suggest staying true to size on these. So really quickly, showing you guys, this is how a size 2XL is fitting on me. It is quite ginormous. If I let the sleeves go, it's hanging over my hands. But I like hoodies to be just absolutely humongous and cozy comfy. Now with these hoodies, these are going to fit a lot like your typical Youngla hoodie. However, the inside material of these is kind of like a really, really soft terry material. So it is kind of soft and cottony. However, it's not like a super, super heavy cotton. So it feels a little bit more lightweight. And then on the front of these hoodies, you are gonna get this fuzzy Superman patch that is sewn into the hoodie. I absolutely love this. And then you are gonna get this little Youngla stitched into the back of the hoodie. And then we are gonna get these hoodies in 3 different colorways. I do have on the blue wash colorway here, but you are also gonna get it in a black wash as well as a heather gray, which are meant to pair perfectly with all 3 colorways of the sweats that are gonna be dropping. And then really quickly before moving on from the hoodie, I wanted to show you guys that you do get this little Youngla logo on the back middle of the hoodie. And then you do get another one of those metal Superman emblems on the hood of this hoodie. All right, and now moving on to the newest Superman cutoffs, we are gonna get 3 different designs in these. They are all gonna come on a black colorway again. And the first design that we're gonna go over is the one that I have on hand, and it is called Bulletproof. So this is what the front of the cutoff is gonna look like. And then this is what the back of the Bulletproof design is gonna look like. And then in this cutoff, I again chose to get a size 2XL because I wanted the oversized look and feel of this. And then I went ahead and untucked and unstyled it so that I could show you guys accurate sizing on this. This is a cutoff in a size 2XL on me. As you can see, it is quite a bit oversized. Otherwise, you can of course stay true to size on these. And then on these cutoffs, they are going to be raw cut edges on both sides of the sleeves as well as on the bottom of the cutoffs. So these are going to be just a little bit more cropped than your typical t-shirt. And while I do only have the Bulletproof design on hand, that is not the only design that you're going to get. You're also going to get a spacebound design and the painting design. All right, and now moving on to a new Superman huge tees. So we are going to get 2 different designs in these. These are going to come in the same black colorway that all the other shirts and cutoffs are going to come in. However, these are going to be just a little bit more oversized. I feel like the stitching is just a little bit more drop stitching, and I feel like I have more space in like the midsection of these shirts. So as always, I did choose to get a size 2XL. Y'all know me, even though I said it's oversized, now I guess it's extremely oversized since I have a size 2XL. And this is how a size 2XL is fitting on me. This design here is called the Legacy design, so you are gonna get this kind of like distressed Superman symbol on the front, and then you are gonna get the Superman and Youngla on the back that kind of has like comic book pieces in the Superman. I absolutely love this. And then of course you are gonna get that metal emblem on these again. Then the other design that we're gonna be getting in these is called the Man of Steel, so you're gonna get this kind of on like the front left side of the shirt, and then you're gonna get this giant design on the back. Again, this is going to fit the exact same way as the one that I have on here currently. I just wanted you guys to get a really good look at the design on the back. All right, and next up we have the new Superman Shield hoodies. Now these are gonna be a completely different hoodie than we've ever seen from Youngla before. So these are only gonna come in 1 colorway. It's gonna be a black wash colorway. So it's essentially just choosing what size you want out of these. Now with these hoodies, they kind of appear a little bit more bubbly. The Superman emblem on these is kind of like, it sticks out. It's almost as if the symbol was imprinted into the hoodie. It kind of like stands out, has like a different texture on it a little bit, but it's not like anything is sewn in here. And the sleeves and the bottom of the hood are gonna kind of give off a little bit more of a puffy appearance. So typically on hoodies, you know how you have the little end piece that goes like around your hand? It's a more ribbed piece. This is actually stitched in on the inside. So it's gonna sit more like this and kind of give you a cuff on the inside of this, as well as on the bottom of the hoodie. So these are going to appear a little bit more puffed on the outside. And in this hoodie, I did choose to get a size large. So this is how a size large is fitting on me. As you guys can see, the like puffiness around the bottom is because that piece is stitched on the inside of it. Now these are going to be a little bit more heavyweight. It almost feels like a double lined hoodie, if that makes sense. And then on the back of these, you are gonna get that same kind of like raised look from the Superman emblem on the front, but it's gonna have the Youngla on the back and that exact same like style. All right, and next up we have the new Superman drip zip up. So these are going to be a zip up jacket for you guys. And these jackets are going to come in 3 different colorways. They're gonna come in a black wash, which is what I have on here. And then they are also gonna come in a blue and a heather gray wash. Again, the same colorways as the sweats so that you can pair them perfectly together if you want. And then really quickly wanted to show you guys what the design looks like whenever it's completely zipped up. However, because I choose to get a size 2XL, I do like to zip mine kind of like 3/4 of the way up and kind of shove it off of my shoulders just a little bit for a little bit of a cuter look. And then I also can bring it like up and back, so it does shorten the length in the front for me. Now this is just a styling option for all of my girly pops. For my guys and my girls that don't want to get it oversized, go ahead and stay true to size. These are going to fit exactly like all of your other jackets that you've ever gotten from Youngla. And then really quickly wanted to show you guys a full spin of a size 2XL on me. This is how the size 2XL looks. And then on the hoodie part, you do get a cool little like Superman logo. Yeah. And then of course, as we all know, Youngla goes absolutely ham whenever it comes to collabs. So they pay attention to every single detail, which includes the little zippers that you get on. These are going to be a little Superman metal zipper, which I think is just so cool. I love that they pay attention to detail. All right, and next up we have the new Superman Man of Steel sweats, which are the sweats I've been wearing for this entire try-on haul. Now these here are in a size large. I typically get a size large in all men's and women's sweats. So stay true to size on whatever size sweat you typically get from from Youngla. I do have on the black wash colorway. Now in this black wash, it is going to kind of do like a little ombre fade. So it's going to kind of go from like a washed black to a really, really deep black. And then you are gonna get this kind of like reflective, almost looks like metal, but it's not a metal emblem. It's kind of like one of those rubber emblems on the right pocket. And you are gonna get that same kind of material on the left side, and it's gonna say Youngla. And then of course on these sweats, you are gonna get your typical little right butt cheek pocket. Brought you guys down just a little bit more so that I could show you guys the length. I am 5'8", and the length of these sweats fits me absolutely perfect. But keep in mind, if you are on the shorter side, you can roll the waistband once, and it will bring the sweats up about 2 inches. So if you are shorter and you're worried about length, don't forget that you can roll the waistband, and you do get drawstrings on all the sweats. So if you need to tie them up, you can. And then I do also happen to have the blue wash colorway on hand as well. Again, I chose to get a size large in these. This is how a size large fits on me. And then the inside of these sweats is going to be that kind of soft terry-like material. So they are going to be soft and fuzzy, however, they're not going to be too heavy. And then in these sweats, we are also going to be getting a heather gray colorway. All right, and next up we have the new Superman baby tees. Now these are going to be the only Youngla for her specific item that's going to be a part of the new Superman collaboration drop, but I am absolutely obsessed with these tees. So we are going to get these tees in 3 different colorways. I do have on the white and blue colorway, so it is going to have a blue little like cap sleeves on here, and then you are going to get a white midsection. You are going to get this little Youngla, and it says Supergirl on the front. I think this is such a cute design, and I'm also so obsessed with the tag. It looks like a little like JanSport tag, but it says Youngla on it. Now in these baby tees, I did choose to stick to my typical top size from Youngla for her, which is a size medium, and I honestly love the way that these fit. They are so stinking cute. Now keep in mind that I do have it paired with the sweats. I do have a pair of the hybrid shorts on underneath. I typically like to wear shorts underneath my sweats, especially whenever I wear them to the gym. However, if I'm just kind of wearing these a little out and about, I will just wear the sweats with the top, so you will have a little bit more skin breakage with these. I also suggest to any of my girls that do plan on working out in these tops, go ahead and stay true to size, especially if you plan on hitting arms in these, because while I do have a little bit of space in these, they're super comfortable. They didn't rub in my armpit at all, and it gave me plenty of space to actually get a pump in my arms. Right, and here is what the white and red colorway looks like. So you are going to get some red cap sleeves on these, and you are going to get a white midsection. Again, got a size medium. This is fitting me exactly the same as the blue and white one. And then we are also going to get these in a black colorway, so it's just going to be a fully black baby tee, and it is going to have that same kind of like distressed Superman logo on the front that we've seen on some of the t-shirts. And then last but not least, Youngla is also going to be releasing some Superman shield hats. Now I didn't happen to grab any of these hats because with the bangs, I truthfully just can't really rock a hat anymore. However, these hats are going to fit exactly the same as all the other A-frame style hats that we have seen from Youngla. So if you've ever gotten any of those before, that's how these are going to fit. They are going to come in 3 different colorways. You're going to get them in a black, a light gray, and a red colorway. And before we completely end this try on haul, I did want to mention that every single item that you see behind me is going to come with a tag, and on that tag you are going to get this little rubber keychain. And now while I know you guys are not just going to purposely buy items for a little keychain piece, I do like the fact that Youngla just takes everything a notch farther and gives you just a little bit more than any other brand, especially whenever it comes to collabs. Alrighty, my taters, that is everything that is dropping from Youngla on the 2nd. I hope this try on haul was helpful for you guys. As always, if you have any questions regarding anything, please feel free to drop them down below in the comments, message me over on my Instagram, or message me over on my Snapchat. I am active on all those platforms and am more than happy to answer any questions that you guys may have. As always, don't forget to use code TATER. It will save you 15% off of any Youngla or Youngla for her purchase, and it does help directly support me. So thank you. I love you guys so much, and y'all mean the absolute world to me. All right, I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will see you later, taters. You know, I was editing the last YouTube video and I realized I didn't even do bloopers, like at all. I guess completely forgot. I got that try on haul done and I said, adios amigos. So I feel bad for that. I guess let's go ahead and do, you know, the typical little random yap session. Youngla is going to be hosting an event in Miami, Florida, August 15th through the 16th. So if you guys are interested in coming and saying hi, I will be attending, and there will be a lot of meet and greets, food, DJ, the whole shebang. Youngla honestly goes above and beyond for any of their events. So yeah, I look forward to seeing all of you guys. Please come, please say hi. I really want to meet everyone. I love chatting with you guys and just love getting to know you. I love you guys so much. Please don't forget to send me all of your orders. I love seeing what you guys get. I'm gonna go edit this. That way you guys have all the information that you need for this drop. Adios amigos. Love you bunches.